and early here on day 3 in Tucson. We have some exciting things planned for today. We're going to, in just a little bit, jump in the car and make our way up to Sabino Canyon. And from there, we're going to do the 7 Falls hike. We're not going to do the entire 8 miles. We're going to take a tram halfway up to the trailhead and then do the 2-mile hike up into the canyon to see the falls. And then, I guess, have a little lunch while we're up there and then come on back down. That's our plan for the day. So it should take us at least half the day. And we expect it to be very, very fun and exciting. We just witnessed a beautiful sunrise here in, well, you know, we're in Tucson. Just witnessed a beautiful sunrise and it was amazing. I think you probably might have just seen a little quick snippet of that. Anyway, we're going to get our stuff together, get in the car and go. We'll see you when we get up there.
Continue on South Gold Road for 1.5 miles.
Okay, we're approaching the Santa Catalina Mountains. This is the area we will be hiking in, and not quite in the steep part that you're seeing, but over to the right where Sabino Canyon is. Are you excited?
Me? Super.
Yeah?
Super excited, yeah. It's going to be gorgeous. Didn't reach my 7,000 steps yesterday. Did 5,000. Absolutely, we're going to nail it today.
I think so, and it's quality steps too, because we're going to be up in the rugged areas of this canyon. So we'll see when we get there. All right, we're at the Sabino Canyon Rec Center. Just a note, buying your pass in advance to get on, you can do that online, and it'll save you time waiting in line at the ticket place.
Perks.
Yep. Now we're gonna go and get on the crawler in a minute and make our way up to the trailhead. All right, so we are officially at the head of the hiking area. We are here, which is part of the Sabino Canyon Rec Center. Basically, you just set off right here through these little gates and start walking. And from here, it's a 2-mile trek to the trailhead of the 7 Falls and these other places as well. And so you just kind of set off on your way here. And apparently there are signs along the way that tell you where to go. We're not feeling overly adventurous, so we're gonna take the tram halfway, and that way it'll shorten our hike by half, because from here it's 2 miles to the 7 Falls trailhead and then another 2 miles up to 7 Falls. We're going to take the tram up and then we're going to hike and then we're going to take the tram back. Basically our hike for the day is going to be 4 miles instead of 8 miles. We thought that was more doable for us. Alright, next stop, the tram. So I had been proactive and bought these really fancy hiking sandals, because there's some streams we're going to have to wade through, and put them on. I was in the parking lot for about 5 minutes and they broke. That's right, they broke. Fortunately I have my other shoes, my real shoes, which I'll probably have to take off if we're going to get wet. It's inconvenient and annoying, but it is what it is. Here's my advice. Invest in quality sandals. Mine were not.
What about mine?
Victoria wants to show hers off. What kind are yours?
I'm going to have to double, triple check, but I think they are Keen, K-E-E-N. And I did my research. I think there's another good brand, Merrill. Well, I know it's a good brand, but I love these. They are super comfortable. I'd been already wearing them around the house. I wore them to do some hiking and walking in Annapolis and Baltimore, and I cannot sing their praises loudly enough. So the people at Keene, I love you.
And while these are the electric ones, we'll be riding up to Bear Canyon in this. We are about to enter Bear Canyon. Here's the entrance to the canyon itself. We've been walking a few hundred yards on this beautifully wide trail. And as you see, the canyon walls are coming up. We're going to walk right up into that and see what's there to be seen. All right, we're at the Seven Falls trailhead. There is water here. This is the last water before entering the canyon. So just as you know, that's the place, and there is our entrance to the Seven Falls Trail. All right, we're on our way. All right, our first little bit of water, little bit of teeny tiny rapids over these rocks here. We are definitely following the creek bed here. Victoria's over there having a good time. It's nice, right?
Gorgeous.
There are spots, if you look here, see how rocky that is? Some of the parts of the trail get a little rough. This is probably where it gets the designation for being moderately difficult, but the path is clear. Just occasionally you just need to watch where you're stepping.
Oh, that one.
That one wiggly?
That one was wiggly.
Well, come back and do it again.
No, why? It was funny. Oh.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Did you see when I stepped on it was wiggly though?
The roundy one?
I think so. So don't step on that.
That one or that one?
Either of those round guys try to step on.
This one's good.
Okay. Hi there.
We found a nice little beach, a little place in the shade to take a quick break. Lovely little part of the stream flowing through these rocks here. I'm going to wet a little cool towel here in the stream. We'll have that going forward. So far, the trail's been really nice. In some places, very flat and just sort of a thick sand. In some places, very rocky. And
a nice mix of not too many people, but coming by, so we know we're
not out here alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so enough public to feel safe, not enough public to where we feel crowded.
Mm-hmm. And I did notice one woman hiking by herself, feeling very confident, so that may be worth noting.
There you go. Okay. Quick break, and then we'll be back on our way. We found some shade. We're taking a quick break. Let me tell you what, this trail gets pretty rough. We just went down a very steep thing. We have to go up that right there. It is nice, however, there are falls and there's water. But it's a steep slope. But I think we're almost there. Alright, how's it going? We're about 2/3 of the way up, and we're finding that we're out of steam. It's too hot, and this is much more than a moderate trail. I don't know how people are making it through here. But we've got to a point where people are going to, where the trail goes, basically switchbacks up the side of the canyon wall. And with as hot as it is and as fatigued as we are, we don't trust ourselves to go up there. So we're not going to finish going up to Seven Falls. We're going to just call this a Bear Canyon hike, which is what it is. And we're going to rest here. We're in a really nice spot. And we're going to go back down the canyon. You want to say anything?
I was just saying that I think there's no shame to be had in readjusting a situation when you're recognizing, you know what, probably in my best interest to go ahead and do it this way instead.
Yep. But we did find a nice spot to rest. I'm sitting on this rock here.
Dipping my toes here in the water.
Yep. I'm sitting on a rock as the stream runs underneath me. And there it goes. Down the canyon. We've trekked all that way from the up the canyon. And we're done. We also don't want to miss the tram on the way back, or otherwise we've got a
We're going to roll down the hill.
4-mile hike back to the car. So, all right, well, we're going to head back to the car and not feel bad about not finishing this. So, okay.
In fact, you know what? I feel 100%. Give me a fist bump. I feel 100%. We're making good decisions for us.
Excellent. Okay. Well, we're headed back down. We just got done hiking 2 miles up into that and back, and did not make it to the Seven Falls, sadly. We made it to the 7th crossing, and then it starts a series of switchbacks up the side of the canyon wall and then up to a ridge, a very narrow ridge, and we weren't down for that. We were really, really wiped out by then, so we went ahead and came on back. But we got in a 4-mile hike in Bear Canyon, and I'm pretty happy about that. What do you think?
I'm quite pleased. And, yes, I'm quite pleased and tired and thirsty. And they didn't have toilet paper.
So, as you can see, we're roughing it. Next up, we're going to leave here. We're waiting on the tram to come pick us up. And we're going to go and grab some food somewhere. Sports bar or something. And then we're going to go to the hotel. It's in the southeast. I think they call it the Tech Center area, because that is the location of our next adventure tomorrow. We'll check in when we get the food and to show you the hotel, and then probably call that a night. All right. All right, how's it going? It's been a little bit since we made that little hike into Bear Canyon. We were so wiped out by the time that was all done, we didn't actually do a summary of the day, so we're going to do one after the fact here and just discuss our day. It was really amazing. The weather was great. It was about 80 degrees, but very UV intense. Sunburn was setting in pretty well, even though we had sunscreen on. One of the lessons I'll learn is that I need to get a long-sleeved hiking shirt, something that will pass air but block sunlight. So that'll be something for the future. So this is a map of the Sabino Canyon area. Specifically, if you look on the bottom part, you'll see Bear Canyon down there. We took the tram to this first dot here on the map and then hiked and made it to the second dot. As you see, we were pretty far along. We made it to the 7th crossing, and what that means is, as you're hiking up the canyon, the trail crosses the creek, several times. In this instance, the 7th crossing. At the 7th crossing, you then start moving up into the mountain, into the canyon, up some switchbacks, and then across a narrow ledge. We didn't make it to any of that. We were done. It was a pretty taxing hike as you got up into the latter part. You start having to climb over rocks and things like that. And so we weren't in the proper shape to finish the hike. Let me just say, we had a great time. We enjoyed being outdoors tremendously. We enjoyed the hike, but we didn't make it to the beautiful falls, and we were sad about that, but we had to do what we knew was right, because we were still a good half mile or more away from the falls when we had to stop, knowing we still had to make our way back down and across the terrain we had already come in on. So we had to make a really solid judgment call there, and we didn't make it to the falls. So we'll be classifying this hike as a Bear Canyon hike, and sad we didn't make it to the falls, but maybe next time we will do so. I just want to say this hike, I believe, was considered moderate to hard. I would say the first half is easy to moderate. The second half is much more difficult, and if you're not conditioned for that sort of stuff, you're going to have a difficult time. And one of the things, you don't see on many of the videos where people are talking about this is, exactly how much of an effort it actually is to do the hike. They show you a little bit of the hike on the way, and then they show you the glory of the falls at the end. I just want to be clear. Be prepared. Be in shape. If you want to make it all the way to the end, you need to be able to be prepared and be physically able to do so. If you look here, these are our Fitbit metrics from that day. I believe there was some 13 to 14,000 steps, and it suggested we climbed 44 flights of stairs. That's a pretty significant amount of exertion for us at our age. So I think we did pretty well. We were pretty happy with the results. But I wanted to finish this off with just a quick conversation about why we stopped where we did and et cetera, because it was hot, we were running out of water, we were worn out, and we still had to worry about coming back and making it back in time to catch the tram. So we had all those things factored into our decision. But it did not take away from the fact we had an amazing time out together in the outdoors, saw some great, beautiful scenery, and had the time of our lives. So don't be disappointed in us. We're not disappointed in ourselves. But I did want to finish this particular video off with that summary. So on that note, tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow, video-wise, maybe a few more days. In actuality, we'll have our next day's adventures, and it's a good one. We'll see you then.